Hello, this is John Paval with Access Arts Live. A little late this evening, bringing you the latest word on orchestral works that are being live streamed this week all over the place. We're having to break up the live stream into two parts because there's so many orchestral works. And in addition to that, then there are so many chamber music works and recitals going on. If I put them all together, I'll have like a 30-minute live stream, and people don't like to watch that long. So let's get right to what we have for this week. The first thing going on, it's this evening already. It's at 8 o'clock in the evening, European time, 2 in the afternoon on the East Coast, 11 in the morning on the West Coast. The Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg is hosting a program put together by pianist Igor Levit called Against Silence, Against Anti-Semitism. It's various artists who are connected with the Elbphilharmonie or who, like Igor Levit, have performed on their stage protesting against the rise of anti-Semitism in Germany, including, so Levit will take the stage, a bunch of other people, also Alan Gilbert, who's the music director of the Elbphilharmonie, will pick up the violin and play himself. So then the thing we have up is the Teatro alla Scala is back, up and running with their fall season. And today, what is it, Tuesday, tomorrow, in honor of Arnold Schoenberg's 150th anniversary of his birth, they will be doing what the Elbphilharmonie did last week, Schoenberg's Gurre-Lieder, which tells the story of the mythical Danish King Valdemar, who's played by Andreas Schauger of the Berlin Staatsoper. There he is. There's Andreas Schauger of the Berlin Oper. He's playing Valdemar. And it's the story of Valdemar and his lover, who's Tove, who's played by the marvelous Camilla Nylund, or Nylund. It would be pronounced in Swedish. And you may know her from, there was a live stream that we told you about from the Bayreuth Opera Festival just a few weeks ago, a new production of Tristan und Isolde. And she played Isolde in that concert. Now, this one, unlike the Elbphilharmonic, will not be free of charge. It will cost you €4.90 or $5.40, and it's at 7:45 in the evening European time on Tuesday, 1:45 p.m. on the East Coast, and 10:45 a.m. on the West Coast. We move on from that to Thursday evening. The New Zealand Symphony Orchestra will be doing a concert of Copland, Cresswell, and Mozart under the direction of their artistic advisor and chief conductor, Gemma New. Gemma New is part of this new wave of women conductors that I love seeing and hearing, frankly. There she is. And she was musical director at the Hamilton Philharmonic in Canada before moving back to New Zealand to be the chief conductor here. And she was also, as a number of these great women conductors are or have been, she was also a Dudamel fellow with the Los Angeles Philharmonic a while ago. So like a number of these young women conductors, they really earned their spurs there. Now, they'll be doing, on the concert, they'll be doing Copland's Appalachian Spring, which is a lovely piece. They'll be doing Mozart's Jupiter Symphony. But the piece that I really want to tell you about and focus on is they'll be doing Lyle Cresswell's Third Piano Concerto. Now, it will be played by a pianist of note named Stephen DePledge. And the story behind this is that Stephen DePledge, back in 2012, Lyle Cresswell is a New Zealand-born composer who I have a picture of him for you here. fairly recently. I'll tell you a little more about it. This was while he was still with us, let me say. And he moved to Scotland and became a resident of Scotland, but he stayed in touch with New Zealand. Anyway, back in 2012, this guy, Stephen DePledge, commissioned Cresswell to write a piano concerto, because Cresswell had never done that. And he did so, and it was his first piano concerto, and DePledge premiered it and all. And then at the end of 2021, Cresswell sent DePledge the score of his concerto number 3, piano concerto number 3. And before DePledge could do anything with it, Cresswell passed away. So they'll be doing the world premiere of that work tonight. And I've got to believe that it's going to be an emotion-filled moment for Stephen DePledge to be playing that music on that stage for the first time, given the story behind it. So you might want to check it out. Now, it's not free of charge. It costs you, if you want to watch any of their live streams, you've got to pay 10 New Zealand dollars to buy a 1-month subscription, which you can cancel at the end of the month. And that's only like $6.50 or €5. So it might be worth it to you for hearing this concert. And I've looked ahead. If you let it ride month to month, they're doing about 1 live stream a month, and like they're quality live streams like this one. So it might be worth it. I tell you, it cost you a lot less than it would cost you to be in that concert hall. Oh, so then we move on now to the Bach Akademie of Australia. We're still down under on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Australian time, 11:30 European time, 5:30 in the morning Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:30 late night Thursday night on the West Coast. And that's being broadcast on the Australian Digital Concert Hall. It will cost 25 Australian dollars, as everything on that does, just about, or 16.50 in US dollars, or 15 euros. And it's a concert called In the Steps of Bach, The Road to Lübeck. Now, the academy, this academy was founded by Madeline Easton. Here's a picture of Madeline Easton, a violinist. After she had spent like 19, 20 years in Europe, specializing in sort of the Baroque and early music and Bach and things like that, working at the Royal College of Music and with other music schools across Europe. She moved back to her native Australia, and she founded the Bach Academy Ensemble in 2016. And then a couple years later, they added a choir to it, and they'll be the ones who'll be performing this concert. It's based on the story that when Bach was a young man, he made a 400-kilometer trek from his home in Arnstadt to go to Lübeck and study under Dietrich Buxtehude. So and that changed his life and changed his music. They'll do a Buxtehude toccata in F major. They'll be doing a couple pieces by Pachelbel, a piece by Bruns, by Böhm, and then 3 pieces by Bach, including the Choral zum Präludum, Ein fester Berg ist unser Gott. And if you don't remember what that melody is, it's this. Ein fester Berg ist unser Gott. Da, di, 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 di. It's an old Episcopal Anglican hymn. That's why I know it too. Anyway. So that's on Friday night. Then on Saturday night, we wind up the big guns of this week with the Berlin Philharmonic playing Prokofiev, and once again, Schoenberg is on the program. The Prokofiev is a concerto for cello and orchestra in E minor, Opus 125. With Alisa Weilerstein, or Weilerstein, depending on how you like to pronounce that, on the cello. Now, she's a fairly well-known international cellist, comes from a musical family. I think her father may be on the faculty of the New England Conservatory, if it's not the Boston Conservatory. I always get those mixed up. Anyway, and the family has a string trio that she plays in. So we'll give you the link so you can look up her bio. And then they will also be doing Schoenberg's Pelléas und Mélisande, Opus 5, which is based on a Morris Maeterlinck story about two brothers and how jealous they are of each other because they're in love with the same woman. That's what we have for you this week in terms of live streams of Orchestral Works. I'm going to be logging off, but then I'll be logging back on to do another live stream for you about chamber music and recitals. There's so much that if I try to put it all in one live stream, it just takes too long. So I'll be signing off now, but I'll be back in just a bit to give you the rest of the lowdown on that. And we will circulate all of these videos again in a recorded form to as many places as we can. We ask you again, if you like this, try going to YouTube and subscribing, and then you will automatically get notified of all of our live streams. We do them on Mondays and Fridays to keep you up to date of what's going on during the week. And then sometimes we find even more that's going to be going on the weekend. We do all the research for you. If you were trying to find all these, you'd usually be spending a lot of time trying to find these live streams, I guarantee you. But with us, you just go to our videos or our announcements, and we always give you the links, and you just click and you're there. And many of them are free of charge, and we recommend the ones free of charge. The more expensive ones are not necessarily the better ones. The market is not working that way. It's too new. It doesn't know what it is yet. So repost this to other people you know that love the performing arts, and subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Facebook. And I'll be back in just a little bit with the rest of the lowdown for this week. There's so much going on.